Hello and welcome to the Elevate Show. Every single Wednesday evening, we sit here and have conversations, open conversations. And like we keep saying, it's a safe space because as we listen to stories, as we learn from other people, Benjamin Zulu is here to redirect.
Thank you.
And we learn so much from you. And I think I've said this over and over again, that it feels like sometimes when we sit here, or I sit here, that I am here to just be a host. But I'm taking notes. I am learning as I go. As you take your notes, I am also taking.
Thank you.
Simnonanga my reactions as zingine niko tu umeguza, whatever. But it's always lovely to have you here.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad.
And today's conversation is very specific because I know we talk about generally relationships and love, but today we're talking about marriage. You know, the sanctity of marriage. And we're also talking about marriage added a little bit of fame. There's a bit of fame there. There's a bit of publicity. Money comes in. And this is new. We're in marriage. We have started this journey. But then in comes something that probably you had not prepared for, or comes something that you were not aware of how it propels you into the world, or how it propels you in the eyes of other people. And we have gifts. You have your own gifts, I have my own gifts. And sometimes these gifts are put in us to be able to minister to people. But then when we get to the place of, I am ministering, I am famous now, then what happens to me? Do I start worshiping that? Do I start being carried away with that? Like, what really happens when those two things mix?
So in other words, you're also asking me, if I do marriage right,
yeah,
and because of the stability of the marriage, I succeed.
Yes.
How will I handle the success?
Yes.
In light of the marriage that held me up.
Yeah, absolutely, because it wasn't there before.
You know? And so is it possible to maintain your foundation when fame comes?
Yeah.
What is fame? Fame is like a storm. It's a wind. It's something that blows with a lot of influence and being known, being recognized everywhere, having people admiring you. They want selfie, they want identification. You become a prestige to associate with, you know?
Yes.
People take a selfie and they brag in there. Say, I was with the Wix today, you guys. You should know this. And they post it there. So now let's talk about what marriage is and how it should change, how it changes you when it actually succeeds. Remember the paradox of parenting? We said the good job of a parent is to teach the child no longer to need them, okay?
Okay.
All right? And the hardest part is to accept success. After you have trained the child not to need you and you watch them go, there's a pain there. When it comes to marriage, it's to train the person to excel out there, even without you being people won't see you in the scene, but the person will be succeeding because you're supporting them behind the scenes. So it's like we are teaching you, it's like we are preparing this person to flourish without your name always on their success, all right? Now, let's talk about the talent and charisma. Sometimes it's the talent and the charisma and this person's grit and the drive. So the cause of what makes you succeed may be many things, but let's specify this. Today we have attention economy, where we have many followers. We call you an influencer. It's a career. You make money out of it. It's rewarded more than any other time in history to be famous. Yes. You know, there's more reward now. Yes. Brands want you to be the ambassador, post their content there, post their stuff there. And so just to have numbers. So people today go out of their way to have numbers on TikTok or wherever. And to have that massive following is today a real economy. We are an attention economy. So you cannot tell the person to close their social media, to stop being so visible. This is part of their capital. This is part of their wealth. How do you not lose what made you stand? How do you not lose longevity? The one thing I want you to remember is this. I was telling people how women fall in love. When it's a man and you have a lot of admirers who are women, you can mistake that for love. You can think these women who are just throwing themselves at your feet, they like you, they're admiring you. You can mistake that for love. And I'm telling them, for a woman to really love you is a very long process and usually has 3 distinct stages.
All right.
For it to be real love. Okay. So that you don't mistake the one at home with these ones out here.
Okay.
You married a person who loves you, but you may think these others who just, they give you all this attention, affection. So the first thing that a woman must, in order to love you truly, is that they must be attracted to you. You must be the kind of a guy who makes them bite their lower lip secretly, you know. You may be the kind of guy who makes them blush, feel something. If you can't make her feel something, nothing will happen. Even if you buy her a car, you know guys are buying CX-5, eh?
I've seen.
It's a birthday gift,
Yes.
to try and make a lady love them, eh?
Yeah.
Don't go out of your way. If you're not the one who gives her that, she must have chills because of you, all right?
Yeah.
The only thing you can do to make a lady fall in love like that is to be authentic and to be a man of standards. Don't just be careless. Be authentic. Be true to yourself. Be confident, all right? And then don't be careless. Don't just look like a boy. Women don't date boys, eh? Boys are a liability. Be a man, all right? Look at a responsible. When women fall in love, they also think of their children. They also think of who they'll be trusting the children with security. So they want maturity. There's no such thing as a young man in marriage. We cannot have a young man. We want a man, all right?
Yeah.
A man who can wage war, all right? So show maturity. That's the only thing you can do there. Why women attracted to you is about personality. It's about their preferences. It's about history. You can't change that, okay? Don't force women. Don't oversell when you try to persuade women to love you. Don't oversell. They can't love you if they don't feel it, and then you oversell, you perform an overkill, she will flow along with you because of the package you're presented. You know, we tell them over my dead body that a queen like you should sweat. If you just give me a chance, I'll give you the heaven on earth. It will be my mission to make sure the ground you walk on.
Yes.
And if you promise to worship me, elevate me, give me a life never to struggle, that's very tempting, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Don't oversell. Women are human beings and they also have human struggles, eh? Don't promise to alleviate the struggle. She may buy into that and she doesn't like you. So as you date women, as you go for date, check, does she like you? Is there natural liking, clicking? If it's not there, bro, save yourself, eh? Keep moving.
Yeah.
The second quality is that you must be a respectable man in our view. You must be admirable. The way you are living your life, you must be an achiever, all right? Yes. And you must be a man who commands honor of other women. This is one thing men don't know. A woman must present you proudly to her girlfriends. When she cannot brag about you because you are hitting every woman's inbox, you are flirting with every... She's not even sure whether you have hit on any of these ones. When a woman cannot be sure about you and how you conduct your discipline, how you conduct your health, don't just be bloated everywhere because you are eating everything and you're not even exercising. You can't even do one push-up. You can't even lift your body. You're stinking everywhere. Your feet smell. Your mouth smells. Your breath smells. Every hygiene poor. You are saying you are a man. Your sink is stinking. Your house is stuffy. When you look funny, you can't, even if she had an initial liking for you, you should be like, there's too much going on here. You should put effort. You may not be as clean as her, as a woman, but on your level, you should have effort. Iron your shirt and brush your shoes and get a good trouser. I mean, do some, they want to see that you are respectable the way you conduct yourself. My summary for that second point is really, have a princely air, have a royal air. Carry yourself as if you are destined to rule. People who are destined to rule conduct themselves with decorum, conduct themselves with respect. They're not thirsty everywhere. Lust after, you're turning after every nyash that passes, salivating after every Instagram post, zooming in on bikini photos. What's wrong with you? Have a pure mind. Why are you feeding your mind with the garbage? You know, royal dogs don't eat on the road. You are royal. Royal dogs have a meal at the palace. You are a man conduct yourself that way, and women will start coming to you. When you don't chase women, the honorable one notice you. And they know you are different. And the day you invite her on a date, she tells her girlfriends that they are shocked. You mean that guy can invite you? I've never seen him approach anybody. You must be special. That's what she wants to be able to hear. Then I'm going out to coffee Zulu. Even you. So you think you are special? Join the queue. Join the queue. A woman doesn't want to be mocked for going on a date with you. She wants to be... People are like, oh my God, the way that guy, I crush on him. That kind of a thing, that's what she wants to hear. The last thing is you must be yourself, admire her, cherish her, give her a queenly, exclusive treatment. She must see that you are choosing her on top of the whole world. Because even if she likes you, number one, number two, she respects the way you live, you are an achiever, you are focused, you are prince-like air, you are honorable, you have a discipline on the way you conduct yourself, you have your fitness, your finances, and your future. Those are the 3 F's men must think about. Your fitness, your finances, and your future. You have dreams for where you're going. You have a vision for where you're taking your future. And your fitness is what you put in your mouth, you're conscious of. You're not just galloping alcohol because it's available, you know. You're not just eating all the meat. You know, both the roasted meat and living meat. You know that kind of meat? Don't just nyama choma na nyama hai. Be careful. You're disciplined. You're not just lustful. Most men are lustful and they praise lust as though it's a masculine trait. It's not. Princes know they have too much at stake. Because the one thing, princes can't just invite anybody because they know their future is so big. If they misbehave now, it will be taken away. Yeah. That's why many good men already have a baby mama. Because before he knew who he was, somebody saw a future. and they banked on them by arresting them through a pregnancy.
Yeah.
A prince knows that. And this woman knows that. So don't think the fans love you. What fans are doing is they're just crashing on you because of this point number 2. You are an achiever. You are performing. You are admirable. Women like performance achievement. That's why they flock in churches that have a man who is moving, who is in motion. They flock to concerts with a man who has motion. Women were created to back up achievement and development. So they are drawn to that. They clap for that. They don't have ego fight with a man who is achieving. They were created to connect with it, feed into it and back it up. So you have a lot of fans who like the way you are achieving. But the woman was the first and the last element. Those that she likes you for who you are, and she's willing to struggle with you whether there's money or there's no money. She's with you. She supports you when the world does not see, straightens your crown before the world knows it was crooked, backs you up when you don't believe yourself. She lends you her belief in you when you've lost your belief in yourself, and she backs you up in prayer and in intuition. She takes herself as a watcher over your well-being. That woman cannot be replaced. Even if you have 1,000 admirers, that kind of a woman does not exist anywhere else.
Yeah.
You're not that lucky to have those kind of people who care more for you more than 2. If you find one who can handle your weaknesses and your struggles and your ugly side, and you know you also have an ugly side, apart from the persona or the one that people like and salute, there's another one that is groggy, moody, unpredictable, sensitive, especially when men have no money. That's their worst side comes out. Don't tell them, but that's usually the mood predictor for men is money. When they have no money, yes. Women have a lot of mood predictors. Remember that? It could be the wrong time of the month, something you can't control, you don't even know, you can't keep track. It could be that a girlfriend who betrayed her. It could be a mood, something the baby is not feeling. The mother there fell out there. I don't know, at work the boss is harassing. Women can get annoyed over 1,001 things.
That's true.
Men usually get upset over one thing. Okay, out there is money. At home is the woman. Okay. Either is the money or upper stomach or lower stomach. You get it? So the men are ruminant. I tell you, we have two stomachs.
Yes.
But if you want to take care of those, we are okay. So, brothers, fame comes to deceive you that you have options. That is the worst thing with the fame. You're so popular with women, they begin to inbox you their sexy images. They come telling, hey, umenitupa. That's another way of I miss you, you know. Yeah, don't tell. It's a coded language. It's been a long time. And the guy feels jiggy. If you start feeling jiggy over random people showing you their island, you know, I don't know what Samson saw in the island, but I don't see action. There's no action recorded there. Apart from him lying on the island. Careful with women's island. There's a guy who lay there and he was shaved. He revealed all his secrets. I don't know, man. I don't know why we keep praising all this. Samson did not go all the way. There's no way I recorded he went all the way. Just the comfort of that soft spot, you know. And I tell women, you're so special. Your touch alone can melt men, you know. If you know, these barbershops and salons have realized it. They bring girls, just bring the soft touch. And the guy will come there for a shave, but just the finish, you know, the details is what keeps them feel comforted. Women, your touch is so special. I don't know why you don't realize that, and preserve it for the prince who deserves it. So just to tell men that do not mistake, because fame, particularly, I'm using men knowing also women are affected by that.
Yes.
It just gives you illusion that you are now have many options. Even if you leave me, I have this one. And now social media has the swipe culture. Swipe right, swipe left, swipe right, swipe left. And we have many people in your inbox, many people looking good, many people looking good. You are not that special that you're likable to everyone. If you think you're likable, you're liked by everyone, you should be ice cream or avocado.
And still.
You know, when you are who you are, there are sides of you people cannot handle. They like you when you're performing, but when you become personal, when you're struggling with no money, there's disease, there's grief, there's loss, uncertainty. There's a thing men and women particularly go through. Men in particular, because they identify themselves as the career. Women identify themselves as the family. Yes. They have many other titles that give them self-esteem. Yeah. Men derive self-esteem from their career. They first of all, I'm a CEO, I'm the director of this. When women introduce themselves as I'm a mother and a grandmother. Men never say they're grandfathers. Who is grandfather? He's a CEO, director. Yeah. So when a man is going through career change, because many of the first career, 60% of people pick the first career on wrong reasons. Because it's popular, it looks like it's trendy, it has money, it's marketable. When young people ask about careers, they don't ask about what suits me. They ask what has money, what is marketable. They usually ask out there. They don't ask in here. A man reaches midlife, what they call midlife crisis, when the living misaligned tires him and wears him out. Doing a career on his left side, doing something on his left side, on his less dominant. He gets tired and worn out and torn. He feels a hunger that is never fulfilled while he's training to do what he's being paid for. That's why they tell you, this is my main job, but I have a side hustle that I love. The side hustle is usually a charitable work. They talk to young people for free. They develop software for free. Something that they're so passionate about, but they don't monetize it. What they monetize is what they're not passionate about. What is that? Fatigue. So you get tired doing what you don't love, and you enjoy doing what you're not paid for. So what you're paid for tires you. What you're not paid for excites you. That's midlife crisis. It reaches a point he says, I can't do this anymore, and I have to change. By the time he's changing, he has still bills going on. Many men are going through that at a time when they were coming from a place of fame. If you become famous over something that is, you are just using willpower because you're charismatic. It's not really your field. It's not really your thing, you know. It means at some point there'll be a swap. Then you identify yourself with it being popular, with having 1 million followers, with having so many. But by the time you drop them to start another identity, another page, another you, there's so much loss. And many men remain there, and even women remain there frozen for who they used to be for the persona, but they don't know who they are for the personality. Okay. But few of us have done personality tests to know who we are. Few of us have done any test to know who we are differently. I hope as we discuss fame, you learn to go to the ground so that you are famous for who you are. And even when you have to change, you can give up the fame to go for who you are.
Absolutely. And our guest today is one who just paints that picture perfectly, because he is well known in this country. He has risen and fallen in our eyes, and we have seen him rise again. And I am very honored to introduce to you Pitson Legrand, aka Rev Sijini Pitson. Let's give him a round of applause. Welcome back to the Elevate Show. And like I said, Pitson Legrand, Rev Pitson is in the building. Karibu sana.
Asante, asante.
I'm going to do your story in like 2 seconds or 3 seconds.
Sure.
Quickly. Banker quit.
Yes.
Decided to sing.
Yes.
Okay, well, quit banking for music.
Yes. Correct.
Born again.
Yes, correct.
Big song.
Correct.
Fame.
Yes.
Married at this point?
Married then fame, he was right.
Married, yes, married. So, banker, music, quit banking, then fame,
yes.
but then married still.
Yes, married
so
still.
Fame came after marriage.
Yes.
And rose up, we all were singing your name, singing your songs, and then you fell.
Yes.
And then unajua sijui kama social media haikukuwa very haikukuwa kubwa sana back in the day because it saved you.
I know.
Hatuna receipts. We can't go back and be like,
Yeah.
mnamo tarehe, you know.
I know.
So that happened quietly.
Right.
But then you stood out and talked about it and be like, this was me. Fame did this.
Right.
I thought I was bigger than my calling, and I decided to go my own way.
Right.
And like Zulu was saying earlier, what happened in terms of, or really generally, what happens when that happened? Because you were a straight arrow.
I know.
Lived the straight and narrow
I know.
for the longest.
Right.
But then fame comes in.
Yeah.
And all the things you have been taught, na baba yako pastor's kid.
They disappear.
Disappear. What really happens?
First of all, thank you. Thank you for having me in this show.
Karibu.
Kali, it's been a while since we saw each other.
Yeah.
Zulu. It's nice meeting all of you. That's true what you've said. Fame has a way of getting into people's heads. And it's not just musical fame or political fame or career fame. You could have someone so humble until they're made the admin for the WhatsApp group.
Aha.
Even at that level, it affects you.
Yeah.
Even if you're told in a class, so I'm the teacher and I'm leaving for a while, you write the noisemakers. You all of a sudden, there's this power feeling that comes over you, because fame is not a root. Fame is a fruit. It's not a seed.
Okay.
Nobody was given a gift by God called fame. No. They were given something, and it is that thing that propels them to fame. And when they get there, most of us, unless you have the 3 M's, and I'll talk about them.
Okay.
You will think that you're special. You forget the gift and you nurture the fame. You forget that the gift was the seed, the fame was the fruit. It's just fruit. And it's not just fame. Fame comes with money.
Yes.
Fame comes with power. It comes with honor, what you were saying. It comes with esteem. There's a way people just, when you enter somewhere, people stand. When you enter into a stadium and 10,000 people are singing your song, you're probably the CEO of the company. The watchman is saluting. But you get home, and this is where marriage comes into play. You get home, and your wife tells you, babe, please change your diaper.
No salutes here.
No salutes, no claps. Hakuna zile glasses za DJ. It's just, so tunakula. Hapo kwa fridge kuna dengu na kuna chapo ya last night. Unaweza warm, ukule as I take care of the kids.
Yeah.
And for many men, let me just say many men, and I'll come to women because it affects the women differently.
Yeah.
Many men can't take that.
True.
They think, but I have money. My account is reading. My account is saying KFC. Yeah. You are here telling me
Dengo.
Those two cannot come together. And for most men, they can't handle that. Yeah, they can't handle that. And so,
what is the expectation? And Zulu, this is open field, if you feel like you have something. Because what is the expectation then for this person who's home and you're famous out there? Because I hear the same thing being said about women. You cannot be CEO.
You can't. Ukwe CEO kwa nyumba. Yeah.
So what is that expectation of...
I think we fail to notice our environment.
Okay.
That in the stadium, I am Pitson, I am Rev, not even Rev, I am famous and I have a famous song.
Yeah.
And people are shouting my name and they're singing my name. In the house, I'm a husband.
Yeah.
And those are two different offices. They are two different offices. And when you get there, it's time for you to switch.
Okay.
And become, you don't expect your wife to celebrate you 24/7.
Yeah.
Yani ukiingia tu kwa bedroom and say, the conqueror.
The grand.
The conqueror, ameingia.
Yeah.
No, I mean, there'll be times when she will correct you.
Yeah.
There'll be times when, and I think for it's wise to be in spaces where you're not celebrated. Oh. Yeah. It is wise to be a husband at home, to be a child before your parents, to be a friend before your friends, not to expect them to celebrate you, and so forth and so on. I think Zulu can add to what I'm saying.
I think what he's saying is to switch from being celebrity to a servant leader. Because out there you're a celeb.
Yes.
At home you're a servant leader.
Yeah.
The one who founded marriage said submit one to another. At home you submit.
Yes.
You are the leader at home, yes, but we are serving, we are building something together. And we have little people there who don't recognize authority. You can come home with the cars that are flashing protocol lights.
Yes.
And as soon as you're out,
the
little person has been waiting for you to serve you tea in the miniature kitchen with a very tiny cup.
Yes.
And you're supposed to take that tea, sitting in a funny...
And look like you're enjoying it.
You must
tiny seats.
And the boy is waiting for you to play our ball.
Yes.
He's a goalkeeper now, and you switch it now,
It's
I kick
true.
you. You know, there's another one who needs to be, because the mother is just tired and worn out. Sometimes the woman has been on duty with the baby, she's completely out. She's waiting for you to give her 2 hours of break. Yeah. Hold the baby, catch her nap. There's no, that is no honor here. You're the one giving.
That's true.
This is total service. So I agree with him completely. And I want him to talk more because he's very eloquent in the, he's talking from inside.
Yeah.
Bro, I may be the expert, but you're experienced. Tell us.
That is so true. That is so, because when you're walking this journey, fame has come, you've realized the things or the mistakes that you've done.
Right.
And you're in the public eye because, Pitson, we held you at a very high, and back then, gospel music was gospel music. It was not the things we're seeing
fame,
now.
in money.
In money, in money.
In money, in you know, TV and radio.
Yes.
Airtime.
You sought after. Unajua siku hizi watu wanatafuta interviews.
Yeah.
Wewe ulikuwa unatafutwa for appearances and all of that. So there was a lot of money. There was the fame, and you were a leader.
Yes.
young people in church were dancing to your songs in
That's true.
concerts, you know.
That's true.
So ukiitwa tunakuona tumekuweka kwa pedestal.
Right.
But then in your own little quiet space, you know,
Right.
I am not living right.
Yes.
How do you show up to the same people who are wanakuangalia, wanakuheshimu? How do you show up as Pitson? Where you gonna live like two lives?
I, like most famous people,
Yeah.
live a double life because they are these very wonderful, well-dressed, well-groomed people in public.
Yeah.
But in their homes, in the houses, in their bedrooms, in the pillows, they are crying.
Yeah.
Because there's this thing that has held them by the throat and it won't let go. And they wouldn't want the people to know. And so you live that life until you get help. And until you come to your senses and say, you know, like the prodigal son, I will go home.
Yeah.
I will go home and tell my father I am sorry.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. That's basically my story. And I love how you put it because I rose, I fell, but then I rose again.
Yes, you did.
But the second rising is different from the first rising. It's not one that has airs and fame. It's knowing yourself. The Bible says in Proverbs chapter 27, verse 21, that when you want to test silver and gold, you test it through fire.
Yes.
But when you want to test the heart of a man, the Lord gives that man a little fame. That's what the Bible says. You'll be given a little fame. Kidogo too, like I was saying, you're the WhatsApp admin.
Admin.
And then all of a sudden you realize,
Kiburi.
kumbe nyinyi wote mnakuanga chini yangu.
Yeah.
And so imagine if it's on a high magnitude.
Yeah.
If it comes with money, if it comes with status, I'm walking, you know, I'm in a matatu going to work. I was a banker. I've just released the Lingala Yesu, and the song plays.
In the matatu.
In the matatu.
Yeah.
And I remember a guy looking at me and saying, where are you? And that's why I'm saying even society has to change its mentality because that person asked me a question that haunted me for the rest of my life.
Oh.
He said, kama wewe ndio ule, unafanya nini na sisi hapa?
Oh.
Yeah. All of a sudden, you start realizing, by the way, I shouldn't be in the matatu, I should be driving. And the day you cannot drive, you will hire a car.
Yep.
At least siku hizi kuna Uber. But those days it was, you're hiring a car to go to a gig.
Yes.
And all the money in the gig goes to service providers.
Yeah.
It's just a fake life. It's a fake life.
Yeah.
I now realize, so what we are doing is we are training young people that it will come. That which you're seeking, it will come.
Yeah.
Unataka kuwa good in your career, it will come. You want money, it will come.
It will come.
You want women, you'll get the best. And you, of course, you have to choose one and marry. But they will come.
Yeah.
Everything will come. Are you ready? Are you ready for it? So we teach the 3 M's. The first M is mentality.
Okay.
You have to have a mentality of what you are saying. A prince. Yeah. The way you talk, the way you know, most people don't realize they are princes.
Yeah.
So wataenda, washikane tu na... Thank you. And in this case, we don't mean the mturai.
I know what you mean.
Vitu too funny. But you don't know that the day you are announced prince, every mtura you have ever eaten will come calling.
Meet Charlie.
They will all come calling and say, you know, me and the prince.
Yeah.
Wow, tulikuwa in these spaces.
Tunajuana.
The mentality is in 3 levels. The be, the have. The have, the be, the do. I mean, they have, the do, the be.
Yeah.
If you get your identity on what you have, so for example, you're called Brayo or Subaru. One day you will afford a Range Rover. Yeah. And then what happens to your identity?
Well...
Now it is lost.
Yes.
Mwix wa mawiv.
Yeah.
And then one day you decide to shave.
Yeah.
Ama Zulu, ama suit. And then what?
Well,
Isn't my jokes is a true?
And then one day, he's like, no, I'm just tired. I want to go African.
Yeah.
And then now it's affected. That Nini is affected. Or some people get, what he was saying, some people get their identity in the do. I'm a professor, I'm a teacher, I'm a lawyer, this is what I do, this is what I do. Those two cannot survive because the do changes, the have changes.
Yeah.
You have to get your identity on the be. Who are you? You're a prince. You're a priest. You're a child of the Most High. You belong to the palace. And even if now you're in prison, don't make a permanent house in the prison. That's not your place.
No.
You're going to the palace.
Yeah.
Know who you are. Then the other M we teach is mentorship. If you don't have people around you who can tell you, hiyo ni post gani unaeka toa.
Yeah.
I remember one day we were shooting a song and we had a lot of money because we needed the money to shoot the song.
Yeah.
The song is called This Idea. You can go check it out. So we had money in a briefcase. So of course you have to go withdraw in cash, put it in briefcases, and then act with it. And I remember getting bunda mbili za do, alafu nikapigwa picha hivi, alafu nikaipost. And I remember one of my friends saying, toa your post, toa sai. Tutaongea ukisha toa, but toa your post.
Wow.
So I deleted it quickly and then akaniambia, that is not the picture you want for your brand. Yeah. You don't want to be mtu flashy, you want to be known differently.
Yeah.
Have mentors. Have people who can tell you, bro, I think that comment was a proud comment. The other M, surprise, and I thank God for this show, is marriage. Yeah. Marriage has a way of toning you down.
Okay.
And if you're famous, rich, and single, you're in trouble.
Rich, famous, and single.
You're in trouble.
Taboo.
You may never even marry.
That's true.
That's true.
You may never even marry because who is coming for the right reason? Who is that who is coming for the right reason? Who is that?
Virtuous women don't come.
Yeah.
The ones who come are not virtuous.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
If you're rich, famous, and single,
Taboo.
my God, you need to see us immediately. You need to call watuite tukae tuongee because
Akina Shemejis, we have a lot of artists here.
yeah.
Yes.
They never marry. They
They
just
never
drama
marry.
after drama after
They
drama.
never marry.
Because a real woman like Mikali won't call.
No.
So you won't go to his inbox?
No.
No.
And he was not humble enough to come to nameless places.
Humility is a thing of the past.
That's true.
Looking for a real woman. But those who reach out are the ones who want what he has.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the ones who want him for who he is
Yes.
are not aggressive. The ones who are aggressive don't want him for who he is.
Yes.
That's what he's saying.
That's true. That's true. Marriage has a way of relaxing you. If women, because most women, once, men start that roller coaster like I did, most women will run away.
Yeah.
I want to encourage women and say this. It is a stage. Be patient with him.
Aye.
Because, thank you. Asante Zulu. Thank you. Thank you.
Be patient with him.
Yes.
Be patient with him. If he's born again,
Okay.
if he has mentors, if he has a family, if he has people who can reach out to him. I have seen men who've done crazy things within a certain window of their lives, but they came back. And they always come back to. Most of them, of course, will go and go and go.
Yeah.
But if my story is anything to go by, there's hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's hope.
There's something that you've said, and it's two things. One you've said in the past, and one that I just picked up from the conversation today.
Right.
About having a teachable spirit.
Right.
That you can do so many things, you can stray, but when you are told pull it down, even without an explanation of why I'm telling you to pull down, you just pull it down, and then you're like, okay, so bro,
what is it?
And your history comes with a lot of mentorship, being around people who hold you accountable since you were a young man.
Yes.
So during the importance of mentorship is not just for a certain age. It is in your continuous.
And when you've realized you're the smartest in the room, all of a sudden, get another room. So you don't have to stick to one mentor for the whole of your life, and you don't even have to have one mentor.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to. You can have a mentor in spiritual matters, a mentor in business if you're in business, a mentor in this fame and money and all those things like I have one, who we will always catch up and say, so how are you doing? How is this going and how is this going? Have another mentor in another field. But you all of a sudden, if you start growing too fast, too wide, too deep, all of a sudden you're bigger than your mentors. Okay. You'll start noticing. So what you do is you keep them now as friends, get someone who's higher. But usiwadharau, still get their opinions and stuff, but get someone who's always above you. And there's always someone. God has set it that way. Yeah. There's always someone who's above you. Great. In some area. Yeah.
You said you're going to circle back to women and how we handle.
Yeah, women.
How we.
You know, women look at men.
I am here to learn. Taking notes. I'm taking notes.
Women look at men as the problem. Like, nyinyi ndio hamjui kuhandle fame, nyinyi ndio hamjui kuhandle dough. Yeah. It's just that we've seen differently. The Bible is clear in Psalm chapter 24. If you read Psalm 24 and then change the version to the Message version, it's called MSG. Okay. It will tell you the problem with women. Okay. So the Bible says, who can ascend into the mountain of God? And then it goes on to list who can now go into the mountain of God. It says, men who won't cheat, women who won't seduce. So we look at cheating as the sin for men. But those men are not cheating with cars. No. Or TVs or sofa sets. No. They're cheating with women. Yeah. And more often than not, that woman seduced the man. So the man's sin is cheating. The woman's sin is seduction. It is seduction. Yeah. And once the woman has gotten power and fame and stuff like that, the first thing they start losing, first of all, is submission. Because you're the boss. You're now the one getting the salute. And I remember, Zulu, one day, I'm walking and I see Beth Mugo doing her campaign. She was the MP for where KJ is now. Yes. Is that not, that's not...
Dagoretti.
Dagoretti.
Yes.
And Beth Mugo, so I stand to see her speech and she said, ati, wananchi, wacheni tumalizie hapo, niende nikapikie mzee. Maybe it was not true, but I loved that line. You know what you're telling these women? That hata mimi as an MP, bado naenda kupikia mzee, bado niko na mzee. Yeah. And for us, the way we enter home and expect, the wives to clap, you enter home and expect to give me orders. Yeah. The way you give orders at work, you expect to do that in the house. Yeah. For women, once you've lost your submission, once you've lost authority, because now you're the authority, now you've lost authority in many other places, I can guarantee you the next stage is seduction. Yeah. You will seduce someone. Anyone who speaks your language, anyone who you want to be around them. Yeah. And for women, men don't handle money very well, but women don't handle power very well. And so you have to be alert. That man who is no longer earning what you're earning, no longer famous the way you're famous, no longer speaking the English you're speaking. Yeah. He can't eat with a fork and knife the way you do. Yeah. He's not as sophisticated. Respect him. He is your man. He loved you before you were who you are today.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's truth in there, Zulu. There's a lot of truth.
I tell you, he's spitting a lot of facts. And when he told you the women go to seduction, they usually seduce the man who can give them pleasure without pressure. Right? When a woman became powerful, they want a man who is below, who will give them pleasure without pressure. Yeah. The husband who is master at home, who she has to submit to, that sounds like pressure. That sounds like doesn't really pamper her, massage her ego. Women's ego has not been talked about. Yeah. it's a monster, but nobody talks about it because they run the talk shows. Women run the talk shows. They have more to say than us.
They're the gatekeepers of that conversation.
They're the gatekeepers.
They have made it look like men are the ones who have ego because they're leading the dialogue.
Yeah.
The girl empowerment has overdone their work. They really talk over the dialogue.
Yeah. That's true.
Men don't have much to say, they're just there.
Yeah.
There's something said there beginning that you need a marriage. For me, marriage is a place of rest.
Yeah.
It's tiresome to hold that image of perfection. It's because fans don't allow you to have a weakness.
No.
You know, popularity comes with pressure.
Yeah.
The way he was told by that person who kwa TV na uko hapa na mimi, what's wrong with you? One time I was also doing shows with some other TV station and then I was using matatu and get to Kenya Mpya, the conductor is calling me, Benjamin Zoom.
Unafanya nini hapa?
Am I right? Is that you? If that's you,
Unafanya nini hapa? Man is
Tukwaje na
not
wewe hapa?
smarting.
people don't expect to see you on screens and you still have a real life.
Yeah.
So they want to also, where do you live or where do you drive? People snoop.
Yes.
People pressurize you when you become popular. And I want to encourage this TikTok and Gen Z people. Don't become popular quickly. It's a pressure.
It is.
You need a lot of money to sustain the image people have on you. And people judge you harshly. Your children must be special. Where you live must be special. The clothes you wear, the food you eat, every place, everything about you must be and they did not give you any money.
No.
Just because you're famous, you must be rich. Okay?
Yeah.
They don't care how you monetize the fame. And you must now live a fake life. You cannot bite your Rolex anymore. You know the chapati and the Rolex.
I know it. I know it.
Smocha.
Smocha.
I want to go home because there I can let down all this pressure and demands.
Right.
When you go home, I told people to avoid bringing cameras to your bedroom, to your home. So there's one place where your nervous system knows it is safe here.
Right.
You can unbutton your clothes, you can kick away the shoes, you can roll and then rest. The reason celebs are crying at night, the reason they are in depression, because they are constantly having to perform, both at home and away. Mikali, don't allow you to do a reality show that you are bringing into your washroom, bringing to your kitchen. This is this one I bought from this one. And guys, the best showers are from, now when it is, and this sink, you see this shoe. Now, if it's pillow, when you want to sleep well, you see this bed sheet. Now, content creation. Where will you rest? Well, love of money is the root of all evil. If you're making money by showing bedroom, making money by showing kitchen, making money by showing, where will you rest? And people start criticizing that bed. I thought you could have a bigger bed.
I know.
You know, kumbe hata niko afadhali. Nikubaya. Kumbe hata vigari yatupia kakazi kadogo. You know, your simple life now is under scrutiny.
Right.
Your simple life that used to enjoy and used to give you rest is under scrutiny. Just to say, when you begin and your career, he said fame should be a side effect that you did not go for.
Absolutely.
People like you. People should feel impacted by your work and they appreciate you. Even some of us, we are people we admire genuinely. I owe that person a thank you. The way they have impacted my life, their music has uplifted me, their wisdom has taught me, their methods. Some people have taught you cooking, taught you something skill. Just a blogger of traveling who has made you understand that region. And you feel you owe them a genuine gratitude.
So you follow.
Next time you see them on the supermarket, you have helped me. Thank you.
I know.
So you should just accept it and let it go.
Absolutely.
Don't ride on it. Now I'm everybody. I'm the most popular. Trending, trending. Just produce your work. That which trends, it trends. That which doesn't trend, doesn't trend. But you have a home where you rest, you take meals, you play with your kids. There's work, there's home. You have a personal life and you have an emotional life. Where you have your pillars, the voices of reason. This man is humble. That's why he survived the wild face. Most people don't survive the wild face because they have a rigid ego. His friend could tell him, calm down. Next time we'll talk about mentorship because mentorship is also dangerous. Women don't want you to be a sycophant of another man. Your wife should not know that your decisions are being approved by your bishop. She will stop going to that church. And you will say she's no longer spiritual. And she will say my authority has been taken over by another authority in that church. It's no longer church, it's a power play. My husband can't even make decisions. He has to call home, he has to call his mentor, he has to call whoever. I usually encourage when you reach that year and beyond, where you are going, nobody else knows it. Some of these people can advise you well. Have peer, Jonathan and David arrangement, where you are more of age mates. It's not so much of authority, but you can correct each other, you can make covenants, you can encourage each other. When it comes to mentors to teach you, don't make it personal because they'll also have expectations. As they teach you, you should serve them. So they make you the errand boy, and you are an honorable king by yourself. Read their books, follow them online, internalize their wisdom from a distance. so that they don't interfere with your life by expecting reciprocity of service and obedience.
Yes.
So learn, in terms of discipline and accountability, keep peers where there is no power dynamic, is helping each other. But when it comes to wisdom, learn from teachers, but learn by proxy. Keep safe distance to manage your small kingdom, to manage your family and your wife and your home. Let your partner, your wife, your husband be the first confidant, be the one you reason with, you make blunders with, you make plans with, you confide with, you gossip with, you judge things with, you make funny mistakes with. Let them be the person you whisper with. You try things, they fail, you try again. When your partner is your first person you're corresponding with, you will win.
Ooh, yeah, maybe. Asante. We're going to take a very short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Elevate Show. Pitson Legrand in the building, spitting wisdom, yani left, right, center, and we're here for it. And the floor is definitely open to all the questions that you may have. But before that, we have a question for you, and the question we're asking you today: if you woke up today famous, how differently would you handle your life? What would you do? Umeamka leo, uko na hela, hivi, wanakujua, wanakufungulia milango, saluti wanapiga. How would you handle your life differently? NTV Kenya is the social media platforms to find this question and answer it. Will be definitely looking through your feedback. But right now, we have questions in the house. We'll start with you, Nelly.
Okay. Not a question, but like just a comment.
Comment, okay.
I love your work and I appreciate your music so much.
Thank you.
Oh, Nelly. Is that? Oh, okay. Thank you.
We can call that deni ya shukrani.
Yeah.
Some people feel like they should let you know while you are alive.
Yes.
You touched my life.
Yeah.
How many people are grateful? That gratitude is special. It encourages us.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, it's a reward.
It is.
Just to wake up remembering somebody told me your work makes a difference in my life.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's encouraging.
Asante.
Thank you so much, Nelly.
Okay.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
This is Mrembo Mcheshi Kananu Catherine. Pitson, thank you very much for what you're doing, mentoring the young people so that they can find their way. And I am also very grateful because your songs, your everything really inspired me. And part of my showing gratitude, I used to play your songs so much in a certain radio station, and I really loved that.
Thank you.
So there is this thing when the musicians or the famous people are called maybe to minister. Yeah, I will not say to perform, to minister. And maybe you feel, this is not the type of a congregation that I need. This is not the type of place that I need to go and perform. And like you decline. What message do you have to such people? Because I know of someone who was called.
Yeah.
But because of, maybe he looked at the congregation and the place that he has been called to go and minister and felt like he is above that.
Right.
And failed. Right. And then maybe later on you can touch on what inspired you to do the song. Okay, I love it so much.
Yeah.
Ya uzima ni maneno ya uzima. Yes.
Okay.
Mrembo Mcheshi pia ni
Ni muimbi, let's go. Mrembo Mcheshi muimbi. Yeah, you can take that.
Thank you so much for those questions. I'll start with the last one, coming backwards, and I hope you can remind me if I miss any, or any of you can remind me.
problem.
We went for a mission in Malindi, and we walked into this Griama primary school, and you know the way Moi would come to your school, mnaambiwa mtoke, class imeisha.
Yes.
That's what happened. I was so shocked. We were told, they were told that we have guests and they're artists. Please come, shule imeisha, tokeni nje. So they come out and I'm like, wait. So wanamwosijali. This is a rare occasion. So they are told to ask a song, to sing a song, and they sing ya uzima, maneno ya uzima in Giriama. Oh my God. And I heard the most beautiful voices. I can't remember what they were saying, but that was the tune. Beautiful.
The artist here.
Ah, my God. Me, when I heard that, I said I have to do this in Swahili, and so I did Maneno ya Uzima. And that's how the song came up. Beautiful, beautiful Giriama tune. The Giriama have very good tunes.
Yeah.
So to your question, an artist may decline, and it's our right to decline for whatever reason. If I'm declining because of what you said, like you are saying, amjafika class yangu, I am wrong. But if I'm declining because of calendar issues, because sometimes we know that the pastor can afford. We know the pastors. We know them. And we know that he can afford to pay my band, but he won't. Then I may decline. So declining is really the right of the... We don't have to go everywhere where we are invited. An artist may decline because of doctrinal issues. Like me, there are churches, you will never see me and I'll never go, because I know what they teach and I don't agree with it. It takes maturity for you to say, this is not my space.
Yep.
And even though you can be called, in fact, we don't decline because of money. We have other reasons. I'm called by one pastor and they say, are you available this day? I say, no, I'm not available. And they say, where are you going? I'm going to another church. How much are they paying you so I can triple it? I said, okay, so now you will never see me in your church. I will never come to your church. Our gift is not for auction. We don't auction it to the highest bidder. We go where the Holy Spirit leads. And for the artists who decline because of either money or the ninis kidogo, I will say this. If they can see you on TV, let them see you in their homes. In that Kamabati church, go and lead a song with a guitar. Go and serve. I'm teaching now my group, Karura Voices, to be in people's houses if someone has lost a child, a husband. Go be with them. And don't go with the airs. Just go with a guitar and lead. Unastahili kuabu. That person will never forget. Because to them, you're not famous. You are my brother. You're my sister. And they will come to your aid when you need them. So this thing is not, there's no blanket answer. We can't say accept or decline. I will say depend on the leading of the Holy Spirit for those who are Christians. And for our secular brothers or someone who doesn't believe in Christ, they're in another world, I don't know what they would depend on. I think I'll just say, I think grow. And I don't know what they... make good choices
as well. So.
Yeah, that's what I'll say.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I've answered all your questions. Is there one I missed?
No, you have answered.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
We have one more.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
So my name is Mercy, and I want first to thank you, Pitson, and maybe congratulate you because you never went to secular music.
Thank you.
You know, like the gospel industry we have right now, it's not like the past we had. When the songs we used to hear when we were growing up, like you, the Lingala song, you cannot compare the past gospel, Ila Kitambo,
to the one that is...
Yes. So my question is, that time you had a break from gospel music. Did you find yourself in a situation where you thought of maybe I could try a secular music? Because I believe, and I'm not going to mention the artists, some or most, they went to secular music maybe because they wanted to change from gospel to secular, or maybe they wanted more fame. Did you ever find yourself in that situation?
Okay, thank you. That's a good question. So when you squeeze Colgate, what comes out is toothpaste. When you squeeze toothpaste, what comes out is toothpaste.
Yes.
When you squeeze an orange, what comes out is orange juice.
Yes.
And so I can't be, you see, for example, if you give me a contract to write a song, I've never smoked bang. So you say, you know, a song like Puff, Puff, Pass.
Yes.
I want a song exactly like that one. So you Pitson write. I will not do a good job because I'm... You're squeezing me and what is coming out is not what you want to come out. So we all have So when we say I'm born again and I'm singing gospel music, it is a lifestyle. It is something I write from the overflow of my relationship with God. So if I'm writing, I can't even write a secular song. For example, I wouldn't write a song on a food in Japan called shimpa. I don't know it.
Is there food called that?
I don't know. It's an example.
Just checking.
I don't know it. I've never eaten it. So if they are paying me, if the Japanese embassy is paying me to write a song called shimpa, I don't know it. I'll just happily decline. What I'm saying is, when the rubber meets the road and you're squeezed, what will come out is the real you. That's the person who will come out. And when COVID hit, many of these artists were really squeezed, really squeezed. And that's, if you do your math, that's when many shifted to secular. Because when they were finally squeezed, what came out was the real them. Yeah, that was the real them. And so I love God. I am born again. And so I don't see myself singing about anything else other than gospel. And when I say that, I write very beautiful love songs, by the way. And my album is coming soon. It's called My Wedding Album. My Wedding Album. Yes. Okay. So if you want to get married, ngoje album yangu itoke alafu mtaona. But that does not mean nimeenda secular. It just means it's just love. I'm singing love songs for the children of God. They all fall in love. They break up. They make up. Yeah, songs of songs is in the Bible. Yeah. So imanishi sasa Solomon backslide anaandika love songs z. It's who you are. If you know who you are, then you're a child of God. Great. Asante, I think we've answered all the questions.
And I think he's trying to emphasize the two houses that were built on different foundations. And then the rains came, storms beat, and they hit on those houses. What happens to those houses is not just how they looked, it's where they stood. When COVID comes, when money declines, when stress comes, those are storms of life. It's where it is standing. That person's foundations will be tested. And today we have also people calling themselves gospel artists, but they speak such vulgarity, they can even surpass the proclaimed club performers. We have people who are so vulgar while still singing gospel because Christians are gullible, they buy everything. That's why you encourage people who are not even born in your faith to sing for you because you're gullible. You buy it, you reward it, you make it a trend. You don't question their lifestyle. They live in official fornication. What your Bible calls fornication. But you are the leading customer and you champion their work. I usually say, Mutainguni said, don't blame the wind vane, blame the wind. Some of these artists are just the wind vane. You are the wind. You are the wind. You're the one who promotes it. You make them trend. You reward them. Just to say, your question also touches on what you believe deeply. I'm a psychologist. What I practice professionally, apart from now the faith. And this is what I tell people. Your core beliefs, what you say to yourself when nobody is pressuring you, when you don't have anybody to please, what you do when you don't think anybody will ever find out, that's who you are. And eventually life will corner you and show that. Yeah. Make sure your core beliefs are something you can be proud of. Yeah. Make sure the things you do when you are alone, you can account for them even if you are asked about them. Because they will come out one way or other. That tea bag will be put in hot water and its substance will spread into the hot water. Your substance should be what you are proud of. We are not always perfect. We are human. We are full of contradictions. But he said, if you're in prison, if you're in addiction, if you're in loss of esteem, if you're in a bad relationship, if you're in a poor parenting, if you're in childhood trauma, if you're in things that you know you don't belong, do what Israelites did. They went through the wilderness, but they did not build houses in the wilderness. They just put up tents. Put up tents there. Don't marry there. That's why I tell people, don't go back to marry the person who got pregnant. Pregnancy was a mistake. Now you're building your marriage on a mistake. don't go back to make it permanent. Yeah. Call it the mistake it was. And say the child is here unplanned, but we are going to love the child as the parents. We don't have to become married because of the child. The child will grow and live. Who are we? And you're wondering, you're just there. And then it became famous when you see two people who are not talking and they move in the same direction. Probably they are married. So married people became the ones who don't talk. Just to say, make sure the core beliefs, your self-definition, what he was calling being, I am. Make sure you are I am. God left it here. He gave us an incomplete sentence for his identity. Yeah. Who are you? Tell them I am. So make sure your I am is something you are proud of. Yes. Absolutely. Is that your parting shot? Yes. It will look great. Then we'll have your parting shot as well, Pitson.
Right. I go back to the mentality and what muscle it takes to carry fame. And there are things you will have, there are things you will do, but there is who you are. Never get your identity from the things you have. Fame is just something you have. In fact, not all your works will be famous.
No.
Not all your shows are famous.
No.
There are episodes you release and they don't hit the roof, and that's fine. Get your identity on who you are. Like he said, I am. I am. Be careful with your I am.
Absolutely.
You are a child of God. You are meant for greatness. You are a prince or a princess. Don't do things that don't carry that status.
Absolutely. I absolutely love that. And just to add on to that, fame is not something, it's not something you own. It's something that's given to you.
Yeah.
It's the people who watch you, the people who appreciate you. It's a gift that's given to you and it can be taken away.
Yes.
So when that's taken away, who are you? What remains if that is what you had attached your identity to? So, yeah?
Yeah.
On that note, tuseme kwaheri. Asante sana Petson.
Thank you so much for having
coming
me.
through.
Thank you, Zulu.
Zulu, asante
Asante.
pia, my amazing audience, asanteni pia. And for all of you who are watching from home, asante sana. See you next Wednesday, same time, same place. Adios.